Alrighty then, welcome back all my Minecraftian friends to the player update for episode 2 of the August 2015 Minecraft Hardcore Challenge, Equestrian Estates. And there was one death in day 2. Unfortunately, a new player that underestimated the difficulty of getting food by other means. Did that villager just drop a loaf of bread over there? See on the right hand side, he came out of that house and dropped a loaf of bread on the ground. What is he doing that for? Doesn't he know that bread is precious? Okay, to the list. Stormbringer. Stormbringer started his episode by caving, where he collected a bunch of iron. He came up to the surface, got another horse. He started building his house. He also built a farm. So, good job, Stormbringer. Next is Conquering. Conquering got her full armor outfitted. She's in the abandoned mine. She found the abandoned mine and the dungeon. Okay. I don't know if she has captured it yet. Okay. Next we have Ron Smalek. Or Ron S. Malik? I'm not sure. Anyway, he got chickens in a pit. And he almost starved at one point, but he did not starve. So, he's hanging in there, but food is still an issue. Next we have Lefarian. Lefarian found the abandoned mine, found the spider dungeon, also killed 2 endermen, and cut down a lot of trees to collect wood. Next we have Smithy MC. He found the spider dungeon. He, after capturing that, he came up and got himself a horse. And while he was out, by the heading toward the far dungeon out there at 770, he saw a village off in the distance. So, there's a village there, and if you want to see where it is, check out Smithy's episode 2. Next we'll have Boing Boing, spelled with 8's instead of B's. He found pumpkins on the surface. I didn't know there were pumpkins out there, but he found them. He put chickens in a pit. And he made pie, so that's cool. And he started building his barn. Next we have Andy Doan, rhymes with zone. He did some mining and he made wheat. No, his wheat grew, so he collected wheat. Next we have Jade LF. Jade cut down trees to get wood. She also got apples. She made a fishing tower and did some fishing, and then at night she went caving. Next is Granny's Got Game. Granny's Got Game was punching a lot of grass, cutting trees. Her farm still doesn't have any torches on it, so it's only growing in the daytime. It's just sitting there doing nothing at night, which is why she's low on food. She spent the evening mining. Next we have the team of OG and friends. Too many for me to list. They didn't lose anyone on day 2, or on episode 2, okay? So, they all survived. If you remember, they lost Crafter on the first episode. Okay, they did some fishing. They cut down trees and got apples. They're making bread, because their wheat crop is coming in. And, Mom of Miners found diamonds. Which, what are they going to do with diamonds? Hopefully make an enchanting table. Okay, next is the team of Scody Garbitas, Optimist 1971, and Piker Eyes. They went to the second dungeon, the far one, that's out there at 770. It was well, actually they didn't find the one that I found. They found one above it, almost the same coordinates, like almost directly above it at Y31 instead of Y18. And The one they found is a skeleton dungeon, and I don't know if there's another dungeon below theirs or if their seed is a little different than mine. Maybe it's got something to do with being a server instead of being a single player. I don't know. Or maybe they're on a different version. You know, maybe because it's a server they had to go to 1.7 something instead of 1.8, and that made a difference. I don't know. So there could be two dungeons right on top of each other there, or it could be some difference in our worlds. But yes, they found a dungeon at almost the same coordinates that I gave, but just higher up, and they found a skeleton dungeon and they captured that. Okay, next we have Technoscribe. Technoscribe cut down trees. She also made a tree farm. She's making bread, so her crops are doing good, and she spent the evening caving. Next we have the team of Lightbringer and Heatherbee. If you remember, in the first episode, they both headed off toward different dungeons. Heatherbee got the spider dungeon in the abandoned mine, and Lightbringer got the zombie dungeon off in the distance. And I think in episode 2, she captured the spider dungeon and got the goodies, and Lightbringer did his thing and killed a bunch of zombies. He hasn't got a carrot yet, though. Next we have Bakerbell. Bakerbell did some mining. She has full armor now. She came up and she collected some eggs from some chickens. She went to the zombie dungeon that is on the surface that Load Central had discovered in episode 1. So in episode 2 she went there and got the stuff out of that dungeon, which is like another couple of saddles and some other goodies. And if you want to, you know, kill zombies, it's a zombie dungeon, so it's a good place to possibly get a carrot. If you don't want to run over to the village, which has already been found by Smithy. Okay, she made a fishing tower and did some fishing, and then at night she did some mining and she found diamonds. And she says she's going to make a diamond axe so she can cut trees really fast, which sounds like a good plan. Next we have J. Gaz's mom. J. Gaz's mom made a farm. She cut some trees, and at night she went mining. Next we have Tim Obert, aka Captain Hook 5150. He found the abandoned mine. He saw the spider dungeon, but he did not go in. He went the other direction. He has no food, and he's down to 2.5 hearts. So, hopefully his crops will come in soon, and he won't die. Next we have the team of Load Central. They expanded their farm into a huge farm. Yeah, they also did some fishing. They explored the abandoned mine and got the stuff from the spider dungeon. No, they found the abandoned mine and the spider dungeon, but they did not capture it. As soon as they saw it, they headed in the opposite direction and came back. So they still have in the future somewhere to get the stuff out of the spider dungeon. Next we have Nova Cookie 232. He collected some clay. I guess he wants to make bricks. He went mining, and then he did some caving. Next we have Life with Teens and Other Wild Things. She did some mining, and she's got no food. So hopefully her crops will come in soon. Next we have Boonslayer, which of course is always hungry. He cut down trees to get wood. He made another tiny farm, a farm with like 4 seeds. Really tiny farm. At night he went mining, and he's of course got no food. Okay, so Boonslayer, a suggestion: don't starve. Okay, next we have Pizza Pie. Pizza Pie captured the spider dungeon, got the goodies, did some exploring in the abandoned mine shaft, got enough stuff and made full armor, and he also found a seed chest in the abandoned mine, so he's got the pumpkin and melon seeds too. So, next is Philbin 3. I missed his first episode, but apparently he got a lot done. In his second episode, he cut trees to get wood. He also got apples. He started building his stables. At night, he did mining. He's low on food. So food is still an issue for Philbin 3. Next we have Johnny Raichu. Johnny Raichu, I missed his first episode also. His first episode, he went to the Nether. So at the beginning of episode 2, he starts out in the Nether, and he's collecting quartz, and then he stumbles onto a fortress. Well, lucky guy. In the fortress, he got some glowstone, he got some nether wart, he got found all kinds of chests, got saddles. He's got more saddles than he can use. But he was running out of food. I don't know why he's not making mushroom stew. Maybe he doesn't know about it, or maybe he hasn't found the right kind of mushrooms. But he's bone milling seeds, to make bread. But he's barely staying even with that. He's got no food, and he's at the end of the episode. I think he was heading back toward the portal, because if he stays in the Nether much longer without making mushroom stew, he's going to starve. Next we have Cherry Bitters. Cherry Bitters explored the abandoned mine shaft. She found some chests with seeds in it. The pumpkin and melon seeds. She made full armor. She came up to the surface and got some eggs from some chickens, and she picked up some sugar cane. Next we have Batheart MC. He cut trees to get wood. He found pumpkins on the surface growing. He collected those. He made a farm. He did some fishing, and he was killing zombies and got a carrot. So, good job, Batheart. You know what you can do with a carrot, of course. Well, he knows, but I'll tell the rest of you out there, if you don't know, you can make golden carrots, and you can breed horses to make more horses. Next we have Nuazusa. Nuazusa was cutting wood at double speed. He made some corrals to put horses into. He doesn't have a saddle yet, so he couldn't ride the horses into the corrals that he made. He was just pushing them in. So he pushed 2 horses into a corral. He expanded his farm because it wasn't big enough. Made it bigger, and at the end of the episode, he was low on food. So hopefully his farms will come in and he'll be doing better. Next we have John Fall 92. He rode his donkey home, back to his home area, cut down a bunch of trees to get wood, made a farm, also made a pumpkin farm, so he's growing pumpkins, and at the end of the episode he made a book. So he is close to enchanting. All he needs now is diamonds. And finally we have one Mondo 98, a new player. He was low on food the whole episode. He decided to go do some mining, broke into a cave, went caving. He was killing mobs like a boss, but then a couple of skeletons got him cornered, and he wasn't regenning because he didn't have enough food to regen, and the skeletons finished him off. So he is out. One Mondo 98 is dead. He says he'll be back next month if he can. He's, got a busy schedule, and maybe he won't be able to, but we all hope to see him back. He was doing really good, except for the food part. He says he underestimated the difficulty of getting food by other means than just killing animals, and I think a lot of us did that in the beginning, but now we know, and hopefully, well, all of us but Boonslayer. He never makes a big enough farm, I think. But that's just his thing, I still really enjoy watching his episodes because he's always on the verge of starving. Alright, this is Mike Deering signing out. I'll see you all in episode 3. What did I do in episode 2? I think oh yeah. In episode 2, in my world, I finally got down to the abandoned mine and the spider dungeon, but I have not captured it yet. I could just see it. So I guess in episode 3 I'm gonna make the assault on the spider dungeon and hopefully not die. Okay, now this is Mike Gearing signing out. See you all in episode 3.